Hey fellas! Welcome to another show. In today's video, we're going to talk about the guy who frequently appears in social media memes, our very own John Wick in real life. The one and only Keanu Reeves, who was born in Beirut, Lebanon on the 2nd of September 1964. But before we continue, please don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned till the end of this video so you won't miss any information about your favorite Hollywood celebrities. Keanu was famous for his acting career, which began when he was just 9 years old, when he began in a production of Damn Yankees. Throughout his career, he appeared in numerous blockbusters including the Bill and Ted franchise, Point Break, and most recently, the John Wick franchise. His fame increased after he starred in a science fiction action series, The Matrix. Ever since he started acting, Keanu has won everyone's hearts with his amazing acting abilities, for which he earned great critical acclaim. He didn't start off as a movie star though. He's been a musician for over a decade, and he used to be in a band called Dog Star, where he played bass guitar. He's known for playing characters who are often trying to save the world. He received numerous awards, including a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. However, Keanu isn't like any other celebrity you're familiar with. He doesn't live in a mansion, but he frequently donates the majority of his paycheck to those who are less fortunate. Here are the 8 things you didn't know about Keanu Reeves. His agent thought his first name was too exotic. Because his agent thought his first name was too unusual for regular people, when he initially started his career in Hollywood, he was sometimes credited as Casey Reeves, Norman Craves, or Chuck Spadina at the beginning of his career. He obtained his name after his uncle, Henry Keanu Reeves. Keanu is a derivation of his great-great-uncle, Kayan Ehulu, whose name means the soft breeze rising in Hawaiian, and his shortened version of Keanu means cool breeze over the mountains. His father left him when he was just 3 years old. Keanu was born to an English costume designer, a Sax, and an American man from Hawaii. Unfortunately, his father abandoned his family when Keanu was just 3 years old. They kept in touch until he was 6, but that was the last time they saw each other. During this time, Keanu was 13 years old and his father was arrested for selling heroin at an international airport. After his parents divorced, his mother remarried and Keanu had 3 stepfathers. He and his mother moved around a lot, which caused him to attend multiple schools and never formed true long-term friendships. He also struggled with dyslexia in school, which made learning difficult for him. Over the course of a 5-year period, he attended 4 high schools, including the Etobicoke School for Arts, where he was actually expelled due to his bratty nature and, as he puts it, shooting off his horn. His sister suffered from leukemia. Keanu's sister Kim was diagnosed with leukemia a few years ago and fought the illness for a long time before finally winning. After seeing his sister go through so much pain, Keanu now donates a percentage of his earnings to leukemia research. He even donated 70% of his pay from The Matrix to the cause. He was paid $10 million upfront for the first Matrix film. Keanu was already famous at this point in his career, which helped him land the millions upfront. In the end, he earned more than $114 million because the film went on to be a huge success. When he negotiated his contract, he chose to hand over $80 million to the film's special effects and makeup crew, believing they worked just as hard and deserved extra cash. On top of that, the actor gave each member of the Matrix 12-strong stuntman team a Harley-Davidson motorcycle just because he's a good guy. He used to play in a band. I mentioned earlier that Keanu used to play bass guitar in a band called Dog Star. An American alternative rock band active from the mid-1990s to the early 2000s. The band performed at music festivals in Belgium and the United Kingdom and released an EP and 2 albums. After the band was dismissed, Reeves and his colleague continued to play together in a band called Becky, but due to Keanu's busy work schedule, he had to leave the band. He dropped out of school to pursue an acting career. He went to Avondale Secondary Alternative School after being expelled from his 4th high school, which allowed him to continue studying while working as an actor. but he dropped out to pursue acting full-time and did not receive his high school diploma before dropping out at 16 years old. He made his first television debut in a Coca-Cola commercial as a contestant in a bicycle marathon. He comes in second, but at least he gets a nice ice-cold Coke at the finish line. The commercial was his first major acting gig. Later, he went on to make his first studio movie appearance in Young Blood, where he played a goalie. After the movie's release, he had his stepdad at the time, who drove to Los Angeles in his 1969 Volvo and convinced Aaron's staff to be his key and nose manager and agent. The partnership went on to last years and even co-producing many of Reeves' movies. His parents had odd professions. My personal life is boring, but work is rewarding. Children are often products of their surroundings, and as one of Hollywood's preeminent outsiders, it's hardly surprising that Keanu Reeves' parents were likewise on the fringes of society in the 1960s. Patricia Taylor, Keanu's mother, made a living as a performer in Paris and Beirut. Taylor met Samuel Nolan Reeves Jr., a heroin addict and dealer, while living in the latter. The two had Keanu in 1964, but Reeves Jr. abandoned the family a few years later. Keanu and his mother moved around a lot, before eventually settling in Toronto. Along the way, Taylor worked as a costume designer, and one of her clients, rock star Alice Cooper, used to babysit Keanu. He almost became a hockey star. Because of his dyslexia, Keanu didn't do well in school, but he excelled in sports. Growing up in Canada, where he took a keen interest in ice hockey and even played goalie. In fact, he was so good that his teammates named him the Wall. Some say he could have had a career playing in the NHL, but he chose acting instead. Others say he suffered an injury that ended his hockey dream, and that's why he went into acting. All we know is that after seeing him perform, he ended up in front of the camera and not in front of the net. So there you have it. Do you think you really know Keanu Reeves? What are your thoughts about him? If you think we've missed something you know, or if you have someone you'd like to be featured on our next video, please leave us a message in the comment section below. Thanks for watching!